Over to you, Prasanna garu.
Okay. Now, welcome back to another session of Thinking and Destiny. Before we go further into the session, let us meditate on the consciousness of Percival for 5 minutes. Please sit in a meditative posture, cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. Gently breathe out, breathe in peacefully, breathe out completely. Allow the body to settle into stillness. Bring your awareness to the natural movement of your breath. Do not control it, simply observe it. Breath is an active side of a breath form. While the form is its quite receptive side, the subtle aspect of the receiver receives and preserves its impressions. As you inhale, become aware of the living moment of breath. As you exhale, feel the body softening and becoming receptive. Breath is active, form is receptive. Together, they work silently within you. So, the one acting or working within us is breath form. Become aware of your body as one complete and coordinated living system. Notice your breathing, your heartbeat, the circulation of the blood, the quiet activity of your organs, and subtle functioning of your nervous system. You do not have to consciously command each of these processes. Within this philosophy, the breath form coordinates these involuntary functions and holds the many parts of the physical body in harmonious relationship. Silently acknowledge My body is continuously supported by an intelligent pattern of coordination. Now become aware of the impressions entering you. Every sight, sound, thought, feeling, desire, and repeated habit leaves an impression. The breath form does not judge these impressions as a good or bad. It responds automatically to whatever is made clearest, deepest, and strongest through repetition. Observe the quality of your present thoughts. Do not judge them. Simply notice them. Are they peaceful or restless? Constructive or discouraging? Compassionate or critical? Allow every unhelpful thought to pass without strengthening it. Let it move away like a cloud passing through open sky. Now, consciously offer the breath form a clear, uplifting impression. With your next inhalation, silently affirm, I receive peace. As you exhale, I release disturbance. Breathe in, I choose clarity. Breathe out, I release confusion. Breathe in, I cultivate noble desires. Breathe out, I release harmful habits. Visualize each constructive thought as a gentle golden impression entering the subtle form within you. See peace being impressed upon it. See truthfulness being impressed upon it. See self control, compassion, courage, and wisdom being impressed upon it. These are not forced commands, they are conscious seeds planted through sincere thoughts, feeling, and intention. Silently repeat, my repeated thoughts shape my inner patterns. I choose impressions that support harmony and spiritual growth. Now bring awareness to the conscious doer, the feeling and desire aspect within you. Recognize that you are not merely the sensations of the body. You are the conscious presence that feels through sensations. You are not every passing desire. You are the one who can observe, examine, guide the desire. Through the breath form, physical impressions are connected with the doer and become conscious experiences. Rest for a few moments as the quiet observer of the breath sensation, feeling, and desire. Visualize your breath forms invisible, pure, responsive instrument. When uncontrolled desire dominates, it reproduces those impressions. When purified by right thinking, ethical living, and disciplined desire, it becomes instrument of elevation. So offer one final impression. May my thoughts be truthful. May my desires be noble. May my actions be ethical. May my habits support health, harmony, and awakening. May every breath carry me towards greater balance. Take one slow, deep breath in. Feel renewed awareness filling the body. Exhale gently, release the tension. Remember, every repeated thought is an impression. Every conscious choice is a direction. Every breath is an opportunity to establish a more harmonious inner pattern. Just contemplate these thoughts for a few seconds silently. Now, gently become aware of the room around you. Notice the surface supporting your body. Move your fingers and toes slowly. Place your hands on your heart, silently affirm, I consciously choose over your over heart and I consciously choose the impressions I strengthen within myself. I consciously choose the impressions I strengthen within myself. When you are ready, gently open your eyes, carrying clarity, self control, peaceful awareness into your thoughts, desires, and actions. Before we go further, let's see what we learned in the last session.
Hello friends, Namaste, good morning or good evening everyone. This is Lavanya Vishwanath from Australia with the divine blessings of Dr. Brahmaji Subhash Patriji and Swarnavana Patriji. So let us start our today's session. So I would like you to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, Australia. So you all know that we are discussing this book called Thinking and Destiny, written by Harold W. Percival, which is being explained to us by our master Prasanna Medisetti. So to give you a quick recap about our previous session, in our previous session, Prasanna Garu did touch upon the topic religion. Religion can be a part of our group destiny, can also be a part of our group destiny and also individual. So people are often born into a particular religion because they belong to that group and have lessons to experience through it. The author says that religions can teach morals, um, but when priests or institutions use religion for power, fear, or control, people will collectively experience the consequences of those thoughts and actions. Ultimately, the lesson is to think independently develop tolerance and broad sympathy, and not blindly follow beliefs simply because they are either inherited or imposed. With this, Prasanna Garu, I would like to welcome back to you once again, and over to you. Thank you.
I have some setting issue. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prasanna Garu.
I'm not able to hear you. Now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Prasanna
Okay.
Garu.
Okay. Oh, fine. So until today, we have been we are discussing about the physical destiny, which is a kind of maybe, what do you say, easy to understand, because physical destiny is the one that we experience in our life, right? So it is easy to understand the thing. Now, from today onwards, we are just moving to the psychic destiny. Okay. The word psychic itself, like, we can define in many ways, and you can understand in a different ways, right? So here in the meditation, I have set a kind of, what do you say, kind of how we are actually going it, right? So if you see that the breath form, I have defined the new term breath form. Lavanya?
Yes,
In the
Prasanna.
meditation, I defined the breath form.
Yeah.
Breath, you all know, right? Breath is like whatever that we are breathing, the form. The breath form is the one that it is having, actually, that is the one which is running within ourselves. That's a consciousness, a conscious one that it is actually running up. That is the breath. So, and also I'm going to define another term called AIA. Okay. So in future, I will just going to use AIA. That's all. Okay. We don't have the AIA, means you don't have any abbreviation kind of thing. That's just that AIA that we will be using. And the doer. These are the three main things that we need to understand at the end of the class. At least, if you don't, what is AIA, what is breath form, and what is the doer. Okay, so these three things we should be able to understand, because we are using it left, right, center, they're just like that interchangeably in our future things. So psychic destiny also called as a form destiny, right? The law of thought determines the events upon the physical plane. This is the whole point of Percival is thought has a lot of power. So as we explained in the meditation, the repeated thoughts, the thought after thought, the repeated thoughts is actually becoming your impressions on the breath form. So that is becoming impression. So psychic destiny refers to the destiny that is connected to the human beings as a conscious doer. The inner self that is functioning through the feeling and desire is the psychic destiny. So it can be like two kind of, the form destiny and the psychic destiny in the strict sense. You can say it as form destiny is mainly concerns the nature matter. Form means outside, right? Nature matter on the form plane, especially associated with the prenatal influences. Whatever it is, already the influence is there on your thing. It is the thought that is progressed so far towards manifestation that elemental forces have already formed the future pattern. So this pattern may be appearing as a physical action, an object, or an event, or a bodily environment conditions, because this is already set in your breath form. Okay, the form remains and the subtle. So see, there are people who kills or something. They make a lot of destruction into the society, and then they will not, because that particular thing they have to undergo the process in this lifetime itself, but they took off their life. Okay, when they took off their life, this karmic thing is already there in their breath form. They have to take it, right, somehow or the other. So in the next lifetime when it comes, they will take in something or the other form, so which is already there in their
condition. So we may think, oh, what is that? That poor little boy was just 20 years. What is that life he has seen? Why he has to undergo so many struggles? Because we are seeing only the part of it. We are not seeing the entire thing. Because that's the destiny that he got it his, because he know like what is that he has done the previous day, right? So the how that formed destiny, right? Because as a thought, as a part of the thought of that person, he has taken. When compatible thought cycles meet, then suppose I have a thought and Salavani has a one thought. Let us take. So there is a compatible thought when meet the session happening, isn't it? Similarly, in the life also, in any other things also, the same thing will happen. Movement from subtle to object. So these thoughts are all, thoughts in the subtle thing, but it will move into the object's forms when it is actually the physical reality is happening. Destiny manifests gradually. Only the portion of one portion of the form destiny can manifest any one particular moment. It won't manifest all. Physical life is limited by time, place, and existing conditions. Remember, so if to form something, the time, place, and existing conditions, all the three together should come into the one form. Therefore, some sequence. Okay, psychic destiny in the sixth it's emotional tendencies, desires, and aversions. So, psychic destiny means how you are feeling. It is your emotional tendencies, desires and aversions, pleasures and sufferings, fears and attractions, sensations and instincts, psychic abilities of the limitations, and reactions to the peoples and circumstances, inner patterns carried by the doer. So, all these things, are you able to show out loud in the physical destiny? You may or may not, right? You are actually having so many fears within you, but outside you may just appear as a very strong woman or strong person. So these are all the psychic destiny means they are all happening within you at the subtle level. Okay. Form destiny prepares the subtle pattern that eventually becomes the physical destiny. Suppose you are fearing, repeated thoughts are coming, eventually it will become into the real life. That is what is going to happen. Psychic destiny determines how the conscious individual experience, desires, feels, and responds to the circumstances. So these thought patterns, the inner cause, develops a subtle form, eventually manifests into the physical destiny when the time, place, and conditions comes together. So this subtle destiny, the subtle thoughts are coming to the physical destiny. So when the feelings, your tendencies or inner expressions are associated constantly with this psychic destiny, so then at some point, I'll give an example instead of a woman. Suppose imagine a woman before the birth was influenced by her parents' hopes, genetic traits, and their unconscious expectations. So her parental influences, paternal influences are there on her, and it powerful thought forms. Okay, this is what it is there. Now, what happened is, let's say her parents have a strong desire that she has to become a musician. This is constantly, consistently visualized, spoken about, emotionally charged during the pregnancy. Okay, you should become a musician, you should do that, you should do some emotionally charged. On the form plane, that persistent thought, supported by emotion and imagination, creates a blueprint or the form within that subtle plane. Okay, elements build out of this form, preparing it to manifestation of the talent, opportunity, or event, right? It started. So manifestation, as the child grows, what happened? Circumstances align. So because circumstances also started, she gets, because some music teacher may come as a neighbor or some of the friend may go to the music and she got an interest. So as a supportive teachers come and find the opportunities to learn the music. So some point that thought form intersects with the subtle cycles of the physical form and it manifested. So she discovers the music. She developed the talent and eventually became the musician. So the destiny was prepared before the birth, the paternal itself, parental thing itself, waiting for the right conditions to manifest physical. Okay, this is the example how you can do it. Okay. Hope you understood, right? Okay. I can give one more example. Consider a man who, after the birth, experienced recurring feelings of anxiety and a deep longing for belonging. Okay, states that shape his inner experience, but always visualizing is not visualizing, right? Externally, not in internally. Strict, the inner emotional patterns may come from past thoughts, desires, unresolved experiences. In a psychic atmosphere, his doer has a feeling and desire, and they can the strengths like compassion, intuition, limitation. So there is something within his or within the past life, something happened, because of that he has that kind of the feelings, because of that he's feeling anxious. Throughout the life he notices that he is drawn to the spiritual or emotional self-work, perhaps developing empathy, psychic sensitivity, facing emotional challenges that help him to grow and stagnate. These are the lived states or experiences in the inner world, because it is not outer world, right? So psychic destiny is about emotions inside your life. It shapes the psychological or spiritual journey. You can become anxious and depressed, or you can go to the spiritual journey. When the hardship hits, one can go into the depression, one can go rise. But that is again on your how you take it, right? That is what it is. It happens. If form destiny is a future point, future physical point, circumstances that are in motion. Before birth, it is materializing, and right conditions, it appears. Whereas psychic thing is, it is the state or capacity or the pattern lived by the person after the birth, because it's a feelings, happiness, all those things. So you can make it as a form, or you can still keep it in the psychic and then have it. Again, the question comes, if it is like this, all our question comes is we end up with karma. Okay, form destiny, if it is a seed is already planted before the birth, and the destinies becomes a tangible events, and the psychic destiny is your inner emotional and spiritual atmosphere throughout the life, then how does it connected with karma? Because in Hinduism, Buddhism, everywhere we say karma, right? It is the principle of actions, thoughts, intentions create the consequences that influence your future experiences. That is what we know. So if you take form destiny, it is similar to the karma only, form destiny also. In both, it involves your thoughts, actions, sowing the seeds. As a parent, they sow the seeds, right? So there is a karma involved. So because they put the thoughts, which is later manifesting as a physical units or circumstances. Just like karma, the form destiny also suggests to put out some energetically and return it as the events. Means karma, whenever we say, we think it is a negative, but the thing is, it could be positive also, right? Karma, whatever that manifests. So psychic destiny relates the psychic destiny here, it is relates to karma. Persistent emotional and psychological patterns can be seen as a result of your past thoughts. Why it is coming? Why you are so anxious? It could be the results of past thoughts. And really, if you understand these things, right, there are so many things in your life which you feel like you don't understand the things. Suppose if I take the other day, because after the studies, right, my daughter is saying, I'm too anxious, I just want to go to some kind of, what do you say, therapy or something. So I didn't understand, like, what caused her anxiousness. Literally, I'm just thinking of my parenting, right? So what did I do? What is the wrong that I did it? I have given everything that she could possibly get it, and I was available to her and everything. Where is what is the wrong I did it that she is actually truly going to the anxiousness, right? So I was breaking my head for this until I get this, because it is not that always that what you do also. It is some of the thoughts that is actually haunting, because there are some thoughts which will be there in her impressions, right? We are always thinking that what we give. We are thinking that it's a plain slate and we have given everything right. But it is not, that soul is not the plain slate. It came with its own baggage. In that baggage, what it is there, we don't know. So we have to try to understand from that perspective and then try to relate it. I really went up to the stage during my pregnancy. Did I do any wrong? How I felt those days. Am I anxious those days? What happened? So these many thoughts that I went in, because after learning all these things, right, you feel much more concerned also. But when the things are getting clear, you will be able to understand them in a different way, and you will be able to treat them in a different way. That is what we all need it as a parents also. So can you show Lavanya the diagram so that I can explain a bit more? That supreme consciousness diagram, if you show, right, I'll be able to explain, because AIA means, if I say AIA is not a definition, it is just that word, one word. First one. Go to the first, not the first one, I think. Go top. Next, top. This one, stop here. Okay. Here, if you take, let us, means I'm trying to put the words that we know, right? Here, he never used the supreme consciousness word in the Parsival philosophy, but we all know that Parabrahman, Brahman, supreme consciousness, right? That is why I use the supreme consciousness word. If this is the whole thing, if you take, AIA is the principle of human form, closest parallel to the causal seed of the Sutratman. We never see the Sutratman until now, right? Have you heard the Sutratman before? So here that AIA form is a Sutratman. That's what he is saying. The breath form is the impressions, records, impressions that are closest or parallel to our prana. So this is the breath form that we are having. And the doer means the feels, desires, and acts, the experiences. These are the three main things that the psychic destiny is there. AIA is a principle of the design. Breath form is the carries the design, that's carrying the design. Doer is lives and experiences so we are all the doer, that we know. Within us we have a breath and the form which is carrying that particular design, and before that we have that AIA principle of design. Show the next diagram, it will give you more clarity. Come down, yeah, that one. Okay, here see the AIA. If you see, this is the entire world, right? So this is the entire web, AIA, the invisible seed form, because that seed, we always say that there is a seed from which we came, from that supreme consciousness, or that entire thing. We are connected with that entire thing, right? So from that seed came, that is there within us. Okay, so see, from all the forms, you have that seed is there. So this is the invisible seed form, the Sutratman or Karana principle or Bija. It preserves the continuity and the form of the identity. Next one is the breath form, a subtle recorder of the blueprint. Whatever the blueprint that we bought it, right? It is recording all your thoughts, impressions, everything. That is the one it is recording. That is the second part of the thing. And the next one, the doer, the feeling and the desire, which is the Jivatman, whatever we are feeling with our body, feels, desires, acts, and experiences, right? That is what is happening in this form. This is it clear now? The AIA, breath form, and the doer. Okay, so you won't know. It may be because of the diagram and whatever that understanding, it feels like so simple. If you go and read that Percival book, it took for me the months together to understand what is AI. It simply I'm just presenting with the thanks to AI, it is able to generate my thoughts, whatever that I gave. But it's not so simple when I try to understand it. It took like months for me. What is this AIA? Why they are saying this from AIA? So we have to go and catch that AIA form. We are all in the doer form. And whatever that breath form, that impressions are there, we are living. We need to go to that AIS stage in order to go to the triune self. Okay, the doer resembles the Jivatma, not in a pure Atman. We are not in the pure Atman, it's a Jivatman. The Atman is a changeless witness. The doer remains involved in feeling, desire, action, karma, and the rebirth. Okay, now we can go back and see. Now we'll stop for a while. No? Okay, now we will see the 6 classes of psychic destiny. There are 6 classes of psychic destiny. She will show the diagram later, but psychic destiny is the inner experiences, tendencies, conditions, and transitions, right? So that is what it is. The feeling and desire is the aspect of human being. It is the classified into 6 main categories. First one is physical sensations, pleasure and pain. Like you're feeling some pleasure, pain in the physical sensation, right? Control the warmth, gentle touch, pleasure from the food. If you eat some food, you feel a lot of pleasure. If some injury happens, some lot of pain has happened, discomfort from the heat or a cold or illness. So this is one form of the physical sense, one form of the psychic destiny. Okay, you can feel that. And the second form is character and inner nature. The second form is joy and sorrow. You cannot show the joy, right? When suppose somewhere something, Lavanya said like her son got a seat in a good school. I feel joy within me. Where, how do I show it? Is there anything physically? So it's not there. The joy within me. Or my daughter said something. I feel so joy. Where can I show? There is not the physical form. So joy and sorrow within you. That's the second class. It includes our emotions. Without a direct physical contact, but there is an emotion. The doer may experience joy and sorrow through the thoughts, through some messages, some memories. Suddenly I'm sitting and somebody shared some picture or it triggered me some memory of my friend who is no more in this earth planet, right? Then suddenly I may feel sorrow. There's nothing happened physically, but inside there is something that happened, right? So memories, expectations, imaginations, this is the thing. Suppose examples, happiness after receiving a good, grief caused with the distressing some information, or excitement, anticipation of success, or fear while expecting some calamity may come. So this is all the things, right? So these are all the things that we went in back in India. Some 10th class grade students killed the principal. We all know that, right? That news. I don't know whether you know it or not. Poor 10th class people, kids, they went and they saw that her husband is not there in town. They went and they killed the principal. The reason is she is not allowing the cell phones to the school. Okay, when you hear that news, you are not nowhere related to that teacher, nowhere related to that principal, but still are you feeling sad or not? There is inside, where is the society going? What happens? What is that? How can the parents are not actually watching what is going on in there? So many thoughts, you'll get it. So these are all the things that is happening. The fear, the society, what happens, that fear also will come. That is the second kind. Third kind, character and inner nature. The third class is described. The most important is psychic destiny is your character, temperament, disposition. Nature abilities are endowments, emotional tendencies and sentiments, are instincts, virtues, vices within you, that are all those things, right? So these are the third kind of the form. And the fourth one is sleep, dreams, restoration. The fourth class includes a restoration of your bodily energies, your dreams, inner adjustments during the sleep. Okay, sleep-like and dream-like states, temporary withdrawal of your sensory activities. So that is a one more psychic thing. The fourth one. Fifth one is death and process of dying. The fifth destiny is, the fifth class is the death itself, right? Withdrawal the doer from the senses. Separation from your physical functions. Release the physical body. the psychic experience accompanying with the transition. We all, if you remember in the soul's journey, not everybody will happily release the body. There are very few people will happily release the physical body. Everybody will be trying to attach to the physical body. They cry, the people will come, they need to explain you are no more in the body, right? So that's how it will be. So that where there how you are behaving. The sixth one is psychic conditions after the death. The sixth class concerns the states which the doer passes after the physical death. Okay. Metaphysiosis, heaven states, transmigration are preparation for the re-existence and return to the embedded body. Now show that diagram. Maybe they will be able to. Now see this diagram. First one is a physical sensation, right? Pleasure, pain through bodily contact. Second one, emotional experiences, joy, sorrow without physical contact. Third, your character and disposition, endowments, instincts, virtues, vices, how you are taking. The fourth one, sleep and dreams, restoration, dreams, inner adjustment. Fifth one is death and transition, the process of leaving the physical body. Fifth is post-death conditions. Sixth is post-death conditions. So these are all the psychic destiny shapes your inner journey, from sensation to the character to sleep to death to re-existence. This is how the psychic destiny acts. Now you can take it out. So this is the form. Now I hope you got an idea like where the psychic destiny is actually acting. So these are the 6 forms, but mainly the 3 aspects the psychic destiny is acting: AIA, breath form, and the doer. Okay. AIA is a record bearing principle associated with the individual. Breath form is impressions or patterns, habits or sensory life, that is blueprint of our life. Doer is external, feeling and desire or whatever the things that is coming out, right? That is the doer part. So these are the 6 things that we are going to happen. Next, we will see what is AIA. Just we will elaborate on that. AIA is described as a fundamental principle of the human being. It is not visible form of the physical body. You cannot see the physical body, the thing. Suppose actually, who are you? If I ask, you say Lavanya. I'll say Prasanna. But is the Prasanna is visible? Yes, in the physical form. But when I am sleeping, I am getting up and say, I slept so well. But that time the physical body is not working. But somebody is feeling that I slept so well. That somebody is Prasanna? Is that somebody is Prasanna? No. So the Prasanna is this body only, right? Prasanna is, that is not that. So that particular thing is that AIA that it is carrying. It's carrying something, right? That is the one that it is carrying. It is the subtle principle. The neutral state of the matter. The AA exists in a unique neutral condition. It's not the natural matter. It is not the intelligent matter. It is not like any trees or any table. These are all the natural matter, right? That is not the natural matter. At the same time, it is not that become Paramatman. It's not the intelligent matter. It is in between. That matter is AIA. It does not belong to either nature or to the intelligent matter. So AIA functions as a transactional principle between unconscious to the conscious intelligence. When I am in the body, I'm doing unconsciously things. Consciousness, when I'm actually becoming, when I'm going to that intelligent part, that in between part is AIA. Hope now you got a clarity. Okay. Without form, without or a dimension, there is no form or a dimension. AIA is AIA compared to a mathematical point, right? It's a pair indicates a position, but has no measurable dimensions. You cannot. It has no length, no width, no depth, no size, no parts, no form. It cannot be perceived by the senses. Although it is called a principal form, you cannot perceive by the visible form. Suppose, if you say, did you see electricity? No. But if I say, do you have the electricity within your home? I will say yes, because my lights are on. Because electricity is working through lights, the fan, AC. So it is working, but I can't see the electricity. Right? So AIA is so the AIA is originally emerged from the substance, the unit of the fire, progressed to the degree of the nature matter until it reached to the human stage to become an AIA substance. It is the just the substance, from the fire unit, degrees of the nature matter, then AIA. Then what will happen from AIA? It goes to the intelligent matter and will become triune self. So ultimately, once you become AIA, you will not come to this side. You will go to this side only. Let us take this side is all nature matter. This side is all intelligent matter. I'm just taking. So once you are, now we are all here only, in the nature matter only. So once you understood and you progress this nature matter, then you will go to this AIA part. Once you reach to the AIA part, you are neither belong to nature nor belong to intelligent. But there's no way of going back. You will go this side only. That was guaranteed. Percival was guaranteed that. Once you reach to that stage, AIA, right? Because this is all unconscious thing. Once you progress, gradual progression of the unconscious involvement to the nature, to the conscious intelligent, you are moving. You are learning the self-knowledge, you are moving. Self-knowledge here again, self-knowledge means Atmagnana, learning about your soul, right? So the destiny of AIA is, the AIA is destined eventually to become the triune self. Once you become AIA, you eventually go to the triune self only. The triune self represents a fully developed intelligent being consisting of three inseparable aspects. What are those? Doer, thinker, knower. Whenever I say the triune self, doer, thinker, knower. We are all the triune selves, but we are thinking we are the doer. Remember, we are all the triune self. We came there, we have that within us, but you are thinking you are just the doer because you are associated so much with the body. We are identifying with ourselves with so much with the body. We are identifying with the desires and feelings. We are thinking we are the doers. Once we started thinking whether it's a right or not, righteousness and reasoning, there you are actually getting contact with the thinker. Not that I'm planning my insurance, I'm planning my car thing, I'm thinking. No, that thinking is only the associated with our feelings or with our desires only. The thinking like whenever I'm doing, whether it's a righteous action or not, do I do it? That kind of the righteousness thinking, when it go, you are in contact with the thinker. Okay. Then at some point, doing, you will try to identify who I am. Actually, I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not these trigunas. So you are going beyond that. Then you try to identify what is self and self-knowledge. Then you will get in contact with the knower. Once you are in contact with that knower, doer, thinker, knower, once you are actually combining all the three, then you become the triune self. Okay. AI is unique to the human stage. Your animals or plants do not have this AIA. They don't have that kind of gnanam that it can go to that triune self. Only the human being is having that uniqueness. The lower forms of the life, animals, plants, they do not have this AIA. So role of AIA at the conception, right? So at the conception, the AIA reactivates the form aspects of your breath form. The A itself remains formless and dimensionless, but it restores a subtle pattern and will guide you in the formation of a new physical body. So AA activates your breath form. A breath form guides your bodily development, and then it comes to the physical body, comes into the shape. But if you stop at the physical body, you are not going to the AA form. But you need to go back to that AA form also. AA and breath form are different again. AA is a formless thing. A breath form is a blueprint, a subtle energy of that individual body. But who is actually directing and keeping that blueprint with this body? AA. AA is putting, but AA is a formless. Okay. The physical body develops according to whatever the pattern that was kept, right? According to that blueprint, the physical body was formed. Breath form and astral body are again different. Okay, the breath form is a subtle formative coordination pattern of this human body, whereas astral or a radiant body belongs to the different level. It's not the physical matter, right? That's a different. So you should not be considered or taking these are the two same aspects of it. So these are the three things: AIA, breath form, and the doer form. That is the one that we need to understand. And I have shown you that, right? So here I just did one research and I just gave you one diagram, I think, Amma. Just open the diagrams. Did I give you or not? Yes, this one, this one. No, keep it. No, not this one, the below one. Yes. Okay. Here, see the traditional Vedanta, right? How it is there, and Percival philosophy. We have to understand this. In traditional Vedanta, in Hindu philosophy, whenever we say that we have to merge one with the God. That is an ultimate thing. Isn't it? Moksham is ultimately one with the thing. But Percival philosophy, he says, you are not merging one with the God. You yourself has that individual thing, and you should become your triune self. You should understand that you are that triune self and go and do the work in the other world. You have done all the work in this physical world. And once you understand that you are a triune self, you have to go with the conscious, with the body, you will go. It is not that you are not separated. With the body itself, you are actually becoming the mature completely. The feeling and desires were actually balanced, and you are going with the body, and you are doing the work in the other world. That is what here, if you see, right, the left side, the traditional Vedanta side, if you are seeing, the first samsara, the under the left side, I'm just talking about left side. See samsara, the birth, life, death, and rebirth, right? So the karma, rebirth, sadhana, you are doing some sadhana, then you are becoming self-realization, the true self of the body, mind, and ego. Then the moksha or kaivalya, freedom from the ignorance, bondage, and compulsory rebirth. Then going to the Atman or Parabrahman, non-dual Vedanta, realization of the non-separation. So the liberated self is distinction. So here you are becoming one with that Paramatman. That is what we say. This we all know. This is what we are. But here, if you come back to our Percival's philosophy, see this philosophy. Oh no, come down. The diagram was shown, sir. Next diagram. Yeah, the right side one is a complete this one only. So here in this diagram, right, either you can go human life, death, human life, death, and period, return to the re-existing. Or in this circle, you may be just doing it. This is a one path. Re-existing circle, right? This is same as our traditional cycle also. Isn't it? Lavanya, I'm seeing only your face. So if your face is question mark, I feel like you didn't get it. So are you able to get it? This is the same thing. The second path is awakening. So see here in the left side, right? Awakening. The human recognize itself that it is the doer. Then righteousness, right thinking, self-control, honesty, truthfulness, all with the conscious light. Then balance of your feeling and desires. Neither aspects dominates. You won't dominate the feeling or you won't dominate the desire. You are just balancing it. Once you become the balance, your regeneration of the body becomes, you will become that light body. The mortal body is restored and perfect immortal physical body. Your body you'll become perfect immortal physical body. Then the triune self is complete. Once you restore, the triune self is complete. Sorry. Okay. Triune self is complete. Then you are going in the realm of permanence. You are going with the body, the conscious service in the government of the world, the great way of the regeneration. So in the eternal world, if you are seeing in the top left, eternal triune self is complete. So you are that intelligent unit, higher degrees of being consciousness, And then there is a work there. Now you go back to the other one, the before, yeah. So here, this left part is the here and the right part is our thing. So the goal is, now in this liberation from samsara is our goal as per the Vedantic profession, Vedantic thing. Here, becoming the triune self, completion of your ongoing progression is your goal. Not universally central, the body, not universally central to the final liberation, but here in the Percival, you are perfect immortal body. Your body will become perfect immortal body, and then you will go and do the work. The method is sadhana and self-realization is the method. Here is the great way is balance your thinking and desires. Here the problem is ignorance and karmic bondage. Here the problem is doer identifies with the body and unbalanced desire. The identity of Atman, Purusha or liberated Jiva, here doer as a feeling and desire. This is the common ground, right? This is a common ground is ethical living, self-control. But for both the cases, common ground is ethical living, self-control, and freedom from sense identification. So don't identify with yourself. So become the higher consciousness and release the repetitive rebirth. Okay. Now you can stop it. So this, because yeah, almost the time is up. So this is the, because I just wanted to, this was not given in the book, like in our Thinking and Destiny, but I know many will get a question like, where is this triune self and what is the liberation? Because we have been told all these things from the beginning, right? So I just want to make it a distinction. Again, you may come up with the question, do I need to believe the Percival philosophy or do I need to believe the Vedantic or yoga traditions? What do I do it? So one thing I can say, do we have any examples that somebody become one with the God and never, and enjoying that God? So do we have any examples? Do we have any examples? Somebody become one with the God and then we don't have it. When one become the God, then he become the God itself, right? We don't have it. But do we have any example that one has become the balanced with the feelings and desires? Do we have examples? We have many examples, right? Ramana Maharshi, take it. How he lived his life. And do we have the examples of one become the light body? We have examples. Mahavtar Babaji and what is that? Vallallar Swami. What is that? His name in Telugu? Ramalinga Swami. Ramalinga Swami. So these are all examples like 1900, 1800 century that he left the body. Even Britishers note down all that, oh, he became the light body and the body remains was not there. Mahavtar Babaji body remains were not there. Did he become one with the God? If you become one with the God, one with that supreme consciousness, people will not experience Mahavtar Babaji's energies even till today. But people are feeling his energies. People are feeling the Vallallar Swami energies. And there is a saying that because he wanted to do some kind of the work and he asked the permission and he took the body of Vedadri Maharshi and then he went there and he's trying to give some kind of the teachings to all of us. So these are some examples. So there means, again, I'm not actually condemning any of the philosophy here. I'm saying what I just learned or what I feel it is like right to me, right? So if you feel that no, I don't believe the Percival philosophy, I will believe only this. Okay, Baba, you believe that, no matter. But for anything, the common ground I mentioned, right, under that is the same. So become that. Whether you believe this philosophy or believe that philosophy, totally, it is a belief system. Either this or that. You become that. Whatever your soul resonate, because every soul is under the different levels of consciousness. So my soul may be resonating to one principle and your soul may be resonating to the another principle. One of my friend, we both, whenever come to the spiritual topics, right, I will always say every person is the same, all the Atman is the same in every way. She will not agree. She always say that our Hindus are the great because we have these principles, that principles. So whenever it comes to an argument, it is not that, again, because we know that we will disagree, but still bring up the topic. Within her, she wanted to understand why I am saying that, right? That is why she is bringing up that topic. But again, that topic is not actually the topic. Differences are only for the topic. Our friendship is still continuing. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. You may disagree with me, like you may disagree with the Percival principle. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying, oh, no, you have to come. But the underlying principle, right? Whatever that underlying common ground I mentioned, those are the same. To become the light body is the different thing, totally. Okay, we don't know whether it is the next lifetime or there are so many lifetimes that we have to go through. That we don't know. At least the common principles of that, not identifying yourself with your body, not clinging to your desires, is the common thing, right? So being the righteous manner, that is a common thing. Let us all do that. Do you agree with that? Okay. With this, I will stop here. I hope it is clear, but you don't know how much work or how much struggle I myself has processed to come to this understanding. It is almost years of studying this. But I just, because while I'm giving, you may feel that it was so clear, right? Why Prasanna is saying that she took months and years. Because if you read that book, you will understand. You will not see anywhere this much clarity. There is all like a subtle level of knowledge is there. I just I break down into the very simple concepts and with the diagram. But again, the underlying concept I'm able to give, I'm happy that I'm able to give very clearly. But maybe see that level, the 4 years back, the conscious level within me, and with all the knowledge and meditations that I did, my conscious level also definitely has been increased. So able to understand more, but it is that is the reason, right? While these rishis are some good great people, how much they feel it, right? So how much struggle we have it, I'm just giving to them. These people are not understanding. Those people must be feeling same feeling. I get it. Okay, see how much I struggled. I'm just giving all these things in a very simple forms. Hope all these people will understand and follow it. That's what my feeling also now. Thank you. Thank you all for making me read again and understand in a simple way.
Thank you, Prasanna garu.
Thank you, Prasanna garu. Thank you.
Thanks for questions.
Thank you, Prasanna. I joined a little bit late, but I
Welcome,
missed
Andy.
so many. But this is so good. Yeah, I need to go back and listen to your things. You know, the toughest thing is the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Chitta Vritti Nirodhahai. That is the toughest thing. And that is what we are kind of working on it.
Yeah,
Like,
they are saying Chitta Vritti. Here he is saying feelings and desire. It's one and the
yeah,
same.
it's kind of, yeah, same. But yeah, I'm not saying, yeah, like you said, every religion, everything is kind of, we are coming to the same spot. Yeah, thank you.
Because truth is only one,
Truth is
irrespective of
only one.
religion. Truth,
Right.
irrespective of religion, truth is only one.
Yeah, become nobody, nothing. Yeah, thank you, Prasanna.
Thank you, Rajni ma'am.
Thank you, Prasanna ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, it is. I think it takes a while to get used to this new concept because we're so used to ingrained, Hindu with Hindu culture and Hindu gods and thinking that way. To come back and think your feelings and emotions, all these things. But it's a new way of explaining from this other point of view. Is what I feel.
Yeah. But that's okay. That is only at the end, right? All this, the groundwork is the same. So let us do the groundwork first. But why I just gave the Percival's different way is because we need to understand this book when we are actually
Yeah,
trying. That's the
true,
reason
yes,
I
yes.
compared with the traditional thing and understood. So where actually we are Percival is differing, right? I'm just trying to understand, because why I gave the examples is when I try to understand like from where these are the two examples which came in my life, like as
Yes.
this Vallalar Swami are the thing that I don't know when I'm teaching last time, but when I'm teaching now, I get to know. I just read about it, all those things. Then it pretty much able to resonate with Percival philosophy,
Mm,
because these are the people coming again and actually trying to trying to help us to liberate, right? So that's
yes,
where I'm going there.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhavi ma'am. Chandana, she just mentioned that thank you so much, Prasanna ma'am. It's definitely a bit tricky concept. You made it easier with example and diagrams. Any other questions, friends? Prasanna garu, so you're saying that, I mean, AIA, so AIA is, does it mean it's our soul? I mean,
No, it's not the soul. It's a kind of the thing that it is actually going up, right?
yeah, the
It's
principle.
one that is driving.
Yeah, because when you said like when you're sleeping, this body is Prasanna, but the one it is experienced
No,
like.
there is a one thing that Jivatman, whatever. The Jivatman is there within us. This Jivatman and Paramatman, there is a something connecting, right? That connecting is AI.
Okay,
This
that connect.
Jivatman and Paramatman connection is AI.
Okay, now
I
I
hope
think
now it is
like
clear.
yeah, like a body connecting to our soul. Some same like soul is connecting to that Jivatma.
Connecting to Supreme Con. That
Okay, okay, okay. Supreme Jivatma to
You
Supreme.
said Sutratma, something you told about
Sutratman,
AI.
yes. AI is Sutratman.
Sutra.
Yeah, yes. That's a kind of a new word
Yeah, yes.
for us. But I try to dig and study more, right? To
Yes.
which word that I can tell to understand, right? So that is because see, Lavanya also like confused with the soul, right? Soul is different. Soul is Jivatman.
Yes.
That supra. So again, we cannot say. Usually, we say we are the part of that supreme consciousness. That's what we are saying, right? But what I understood from here is supreme consciousness cannot be divided.
Yes.
It cannot be divided. It got expanded. In that expansion, we are all there.
Yes. It's
So
expand.
there is a connection between that consciousness to, means when it is expanded, right? It expanded. Suppose this is a house. Let us take the small house only when you started. But we expanded. So you cannot say this bedroom is belong to somebody. This is also our house. But there is a pathway that we can go to that bedroom. This connection. So that connection is AI.
Yeah, now it's very clear. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was
Very good
wondering.
example, what you said. Yeah.
No, because Lakshmi Garu, really, I felt, because
Yeah.
Lakshmi Garu is there with my journey, I was like trembling to go. Thursday I used to take because I feel like Baba's blessings will also be there in
Yes.
me so that I can teach. That's how I started with Thursday. But it was like when the Thursdays, from Monday onwards, I started preparing.
Prepare. I know.
But still I used to tremble. I was not, I don't dare to go back to listen to my classes, because I'm sure this much clarity is not there at all. Lakshmi Garu used to feel bad that she didn't attend the classes,
Yes. Yeah.
but that consciousness was put it in a better place. That's why the classes, it didn't work out for her.
Yes. But you are explaining very, very clearly.
Yeah. Now I could see myself, right,
Yes.
actually. But I'm not, because by imagining my condition of that, right, I don't know where you are. I'm trying to put more emphasis on it.
Thank you, Lakshmi. ma'am.
Prasanna, can you say this is like a super consciousness that we are all connected? The AIA.
No, we are all connected. The connection part is AIA.
Yeah, the connection part is AIA. Yes.
AIA,
That is
yes.
the one we are trying. Yes.
Yeah. If you go to that connection part, we flow through that super consciousness for sure.
Yeah, sometimes we go there in meditation. We feel like we're
Sometimes,
part
yes.
of the
In the
whole
meditation, you feel
universe.
like you are expanded. The trees are within you. You are within the trees. Some kind of feeling you get it, right? That's where that you are feeling that entire
Yeah.
Brahmanam is there. You are in the part of that, but that should be feel in the awakening state. In the every time that we should be in that state. That's what we should try.
Right. Yeah, it's like your identity is gone. You're not
Yes.
there. You are just a whole. Yeah, that's a very good feeling, but yeah, only in meditation, only that also few times it happens, not all.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
That's
what
true.
we are going for. Yes.
Prasanna, I have one more thing, like the breath form. So you said like the impressions are forming. So from our even from our previous life, the blueprint we will get it.
Somebody say genetic center.
Yes.
Somebody say the soul, there is something blueprint. So
Yes.
this is the here Parsival is saying breath form. It's a different names of the same thing.
So we'll go deeper about the breath form in this.
No, here onwards I'll use that breath form as just the definition. So whenever I say breath form, you have to understand that all the blueprint is there in that.
Okay.
Okay.
So later in the classes, where will we know like how this breath form, the impressions are getting created or something?
No, now I'm saying right today meditation itself, the thought whenever you are creating, repeating, that becomes an impression and it will be there in the breath form. That will become realized.
Yeah, so whatever we keep repeating, so that will, if we can't get rid of it, or like if we can't balance it out, then it will become our impressions to our next life, and it will become a blueprint so that we could experience it. Okay.
Experience.
Okay, got it. All right. It's a good topic.
That's
So
why I said to today's session, whoever did not listen, again listen and come. Because if you are missing this, to next session you cannot connect all these things. I'll not explain again and again, right? So we have to move on for the next things.
That
Tell
was a
that
good
right.
one, Prasanna, that when you said that, what we can't release in this life, that becomes again as a blueprint for the next one. That's something.
That's right.
That's something very new, actually. I've heard about. Yes, that's one good point we need to keep in note.
So what next classes, like what will be the terms which you will be using, Prasanna, so that like we will make sure.
Breath form, breath form, doer, thinker, knower, triune self. These are all just the things. I will not explain, right? Because I have so many things to explain. So these are the things that you need to understand. Because it is going deeper, Amma, deeper and deeper. Physical destiny, every class, each and every session is something separate kind of thing you can understand. But they are getting connected to each other. Okay.
Now I got more clarity about AIAs, Prasanna, today.
You won't know how many books we refer. Nowhere the definition won't be there. What is this AIA? So that is why I'm saying it took months for us to understand that is the connection part is AIA.
Okay. Yeah.
Funny though, AIA is a company I work for in Sydney. I was so surprised when I heard that name. Oh my God, it's an insurance. It's an Asia Pacific. It's a very big insurance company. I said, isn't the where they got AIA from?
Any other questions, friends?
Okay, ma. See you next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for a wonderful
Thank you.
session.
Bye.
Thank you, Prasanna.